Introduction. After the age of 70, life becomes quieter in many ways. But in that quiet, we can discover a kind of strength we never knew before. It's not the strength of the body. It's the strength of the mind, of peace, and of wisdom. Living coldly doesn't mean being unkind or heartless. It means learning to let go of things that don't matter. It means protecting your peace. In this script, we will explore 6 powerful reasons why learning to live coldly after 70 can bring you more peace and strength. Emotional freedom. At this stage in life, emotional baggage is a heavy burden you no longer need to carry. You have the right to feel free. Living coldly means choosing not to let others control your feelings. You've likely spent your life worrying about others, your children, your partner, your friends. Now it's time to put yourself first. Emotional freedom means not reacting to every small thing. It means you can see things clearly without being dragged down by feelings. You no longer need to argue, prove your point, or explain yourself. That calm you feel when you let go, that's emotional freedom. It brings peace like nothing else. Living coldly doesn't mean you become insensitive. It means you become emotionally wise. You stop letting temporary things affect your permanent peace. You stop giving others power over your mood. You realize that some things are not worth your worry. When someone speaks harshly, you no longer take it personally. You understand that their words are about them, not you. This freedom helps you sleep better. It helps you smile more. It gives you space to enjoy the things that truly matter, your hobbies, your memories, your quiet time. Emotional freedom is a form of healing. It allows you to move forward without carrying yesterday's weight. Self-respect and boundaries. As we get older, we often lose patience for nonsense. That's not a bad thing. It's a sign of wisdom. Living coldly means you respect yourself enough to say no. You create healthy boundaries. You stop giving your time and energy to people who don't deserve it. People may not always understand your silence or your distance, but that's not your problem. You are not here to please everyone. You are here to protect your heart. When you set boundaries, you teach others how to treat you. You show them that your time, your thoughts, and your presence are valuable. You may have spent many years putting others first. Maybe you gave up your own needs for your family, your spouse, or your job. Now it's your time. You don't have to explain your choices to anyone. You don't have to attend every event or answer every call. If something doesn't feel right, you are allowed to say no without guilt. Self-respect means recognizing your worth. It means you don't chase people who don't value you. You don't stay in spaces where you are not respected. Your time becomes sacred. You spend it with people who lift you up, not tear you down. Boundaries are not walls to keep people out. They are doors that only open to the right people. Less drama, more peace. Drama is exhausting. Arguments, gossip, petty fights. These things drain the soul. After 70, you've likely seen enough of all that. Living coldly means stepping away from the noise. You stop engaging in things that bring no value. Peace becomes your goal. You find joy in quiet mornings, slow walks, and simple conversations. You don't chase excitement or approval. You enjoy your own company. The less drama in your life, the more room you have for peace, gratitude, and joy. Many people are addicted to chaos without knowing it. They feel uncomfortable when things are calm, but you know better. You've learned that peace is not boring. It's healing. It gives your mind space to breathe. It gives your heart space to rest. You no longer get pulled into other people's problems. You don't offer advice where it's not wanted. You don't pick sides in arguments that have nothing to do with you. You keep your energy safe. You protect your inner world. This peaceful way of living brings clarity. It helps you notice the little blessings around you, the sound of birds, the taste of warm soup, the feeling of a cozy blanket. These are the quiet joys that drama hides. When you remove drama, peace has space to enter and stay. Focus on what truly matters. Time is precious. After 70, every day is a gift. You learn to stop wasting time on things that don't matter. You stop trying to fix people or situations that don't want to change. You live coldly by turning your focus inward. You spend more time on your health, your hobbies, your memories. You speak only when needed. You enjoy silence. You see the beauty in small things. A cup of tea, a blooming flower, a phone call from an old friend. Living coldly is not about being cold-hearted. It's about giving warmth only where it matters. When you focus on what matters, you stop rushing. You take time to enjoy your food. You listen with your full attention. You give people your presence, not just your words. You stop multitasking. You live in the moment. You may revisit old passions. Maybe you start writing again. Maybe you pick up a paintbrush or start reading more. These simple joys nourish your soul. You stop worrying about keeping up with the world. Instead, you create your own world full of meaning. Focusing on what matters also means accepting the things you cannot change. You no longer fight life. You flow with it. You stop blaming yourself for the past. You stop fearing the future. You stay present. And in that presence, you find true peace. Stronger mind, wiser decisions. With age comes clarity. Your mind becomes stronger because you've learned from experience. Living coldly helps you make decisions based on wisdom, not emotion. You don't rush. You don't panic. You trust your gut. You've seen what works and what doesn't. You don't waste time on guesswork. You don't let others push you into things. You choose your path. This kind of quiet strength is powerful. It gives you confidence and calm. You feel in control. You learn to observe before reacting. You listen more than you speak. You think before you act. These habits come from years of living, learning, and growing. They make your mind sharper. You may forget a name or two, but your wisdom is deeper than ever. Living coldly also helps you let go of guilt. You realize that every choice you made in life was based on what you knew at the time. You forgive yourself. You move forward. You know that regret is a heavy chain, and now you choose to walk free. Your decisions become simpler. If something feels wrong, you walk away. If something feels peaceful, you stay. You don't need to overthink. You don't need approval. You trust yourself, and that trust builds a powerful inner peace, inner strength, and lasting peace. Living coldly helps you connect with your inner strength. You don't need outside validation. You don't seek attention or praise. You know who you are. You survived many storms. That's enough. When you live coldly, you stop chasing. You start receiving. Peace finds you. You are not shaken by other people's opinions. You understand that happiness comes from within. You walk away from chaos. You protect your energy. This peace stays with you, even when things go wrong. Inner strength and lasting peace. Living coldly helps you connect with your inner strength. You don't need outside validation. You don't seek attention or praise. You know who you are. You survived many storms. That's enough. When you live coldly, you stop chasing. You start receiving. Peace finds you. You are not shaken by other people's opinions. You understand that happiness comes from within. You walk away from chaos. You protect your energy. This peace stays with you, even when things go wrong. Inner strength means standing tall, even when you feel tired. It means choosing kindness, even when others are cruel. It means staying true to yourself. This strength is not loud. It doesn't need to shout. It speaks in silence, in calm, and in quiet decisions. Lasting peace comes from understanding that nothing lasts forever. Good days will come and go. So will bad ones. But your inner world stays steady. You don't fight the waves. You float. You let go of control. You trust life. You also understand the value of rest. You don't push yourself to be busy. You don't feel guilty for doing nothing. Rest is not laziness. It's healing. It's a way to connect with your soul. Conclusion: living coldly after 70 is not about being distant or unkind. It's about choosing peace over chaos, strength over weakness, and wisdom over reaction. You've earned the right to live your life on your terms. Guard your peace like it's the most precious thing you have, because it is. Let the world be loud. Let others run in circles. You stay calm. You stay grounded. You live coldly, not without feeling, but with wisdom. That is the true power of aging well. In the end, cold living is not about shutting down. It's about rising above. And when you do, you will find a peace that no one can take from you. As you continue this journey, let every quiet moment remind you of your strength. Let every calm decision affirm your wisdom. And let every boundary you set be a sign of your self-love. After 70, you don't just grow older, you grow deeper. And in that depth, cold living becomes your warmest gift to yourself. Living coldly is living lightly. One of the greatest truths of cold living is that it allows you to live lightly. When you no longer carry the weight of everyone else's opinions, judgments, or expectations, you become free. Free to be exactly who you are without apology. You stop trying to convince people of your value. You let your life speak for itself. You no longer explain why you need rest. You no longer explain why you don't attend every family gathering or answer every message right away. You understand that your energy is sacred and limited. You use it wisely. You save it for the things and people that bring you peace. Living lightly also means shedding emotional heaviness. You forgive more easily, not always for others, but for yourself. You forgive past mistakes. You forgive yourself for the times you didn't know better. You forgive others, not because they asked or changed, but because your peace is more important than your pain. You stop needing closure for everything. You let some chapters remain unfinished. You no longer demand answers from people who once hurt you. You let it be. That is true strength. Silence becomes a companion. As you grow older, silence becomes a trusted friend. You don't feel the need to fill every space with noise. You appreciate the sound of the wind, the rhythm of your breath, the stillness of the morning. In that silence, you find clarity. You find yourself. You stop oversharing. You stop reacting. You learn that silence is power. You let people misunderstand you. You stop correcting every wrong assumption. You live in truth quietly, and that truth gives you serenity. You also become a better listener. You hear more between words. You hear tone, intention, and emotion. You respond slowly or not at all. You understand that not every conversation needs your input. Some things are better left unsaid. Cold living teaches the wisdom of silence, accepting the seasons of life. Living coldly after 70 also means accepting the natural seasons of life. You no longer fight change. You embrace it. You accept that everything has a beginning and an end. You've seen the rise and fall of people, events, emotions, and you know that everything passes. You stop clinging to what was. You stop fearing what will be. You live in what is. This acceptance is not weakness. It is deep wisdom. It helps you appreciate what you have while you have it. You look at old photos with gratitude, not longing. You remember loved ones not with tears, but with warmth. You find joy in the simple fact that you are still here, breathing, witnessing, growing. Legacy becomes more important than approval. After 70, you care less about what people think and more about what you leave behind. Your legacy becomes your focus, not in terms of wealth or recognition, but in the love you gave, the peace you cultivated, the wisdom you passed down. You begin to share your stories. You offer guidance without forcing it. You show younger people how to live with dignity, calm, and courage. You don't need applause. You just want to leave the world a little better. Cold living helps you remove the noise so you can concentrate on your legacy. Every peaceful act, every kind word, every quiet boundary becomes part of what you leave behind. You live each day with purpose, not to impress, but to express, honoring the body and soul. Cold living also invites you to honor your body in a new way. You listen more carefully to what it needs. You don't push through pain. You rest when tired. You nourish yourself with gentle movement, healthy food, and stillness. You also take care of your soul. You read more. You pray or meditate. You sit in gardens. You look at the sky and smile. You become aware of your spirit, of the life that flows through you. You're no longer afraid of slowing down. You find beauty in it. You know that this stage of life is not the end. It's a transformation, a time of release, a time of lightness, a time of peace. Final reflection. Living coldly is a wise and gentle art. It does not mean you care less. It means you care rightly. You care deeply, but not desperately. You love without losing yourself. You give without running empty. You live without regret. This is your time to live wisely, live calmly, and live freely. Cold living is not about having less heart. It's about having a stronger one, a heart that has learned to survive, to protect itself, and to find joy in quiet places. At over 70, you do not need to prove anything. You only need to be. And in simply being peaceful, calm, and true, you become a light to others. Let the world rush. Let it chase. You sit still. You smile. And in that stillness, you live fully.